Yesterday I was listening to Remote Viewer, and mm, he said he's not interested in coronavirus. He's not interested in QAnon. He's done remote viewing on these subjects, and he finds them incredibly boring. The biggest thing that this remote viewer is focusing on is something incredible, and that one is a quantum leap for humans. What's a quantum leap? Is it like a buzzword? What's a quantum leap? What's quantum? It's a leap. A quantum leap is used in physics to describe a change in um, the energetic state of an electron circling a nucleus. So it's not like going and if you got in a car and you see those mountain roads that go up the mountain and they go around the mountain to go up, or a train. Trains do that. If you go into the mountains, you see that the way that they run a train. The train has to go at a pretty low slope. It can't climb a mountain like this. It has to go at a very low slope, and then it goes. So they make the train track go all the way around the mountain, and through tunnels, and it goes around and around and around and around to climb up the mountain to get up high enough, and then there's a pass, and then then it might drop down, and to drop down, it's got to go down around because you can't have a high slope and run a train down it. The train's going to go too fast and it's going to crash, derail. But that's the way that we think of climbing a mountain. It has to be, and you have to go through the whole length up the mountain. Or even if you're at Mount Everest, you've got to climb the mountain unless you get in a helicopter. So a quantum leap is more like taking a helicopter ride from the base of the mountain up to the top of the mountain. It's pretty fast. An even faster way to go from the base of the mountain to the top of the mountain would be to use a technology from Star Trek, and that would be a transporter beam. Transporter beam dematerializes you at the bottom of the mountain, and then it rematerializes you at the top of Mount Everest. So that is more and more like what the quantum leap is. Very fast, and a huge change in your circumstances. And apparently that is what humanity is headed for. Didn't hear about this? Now you have. What do you have to do? Wait. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for a quantum leap to happen. Did it ever happen in the past? Not in our recorded history. Why do we think it's going to happen now? It's just a lot of these kind of remote viewers and psychics. And they say it's going to happen. People who are psychically attuned, and they can talk to the extraterrestrials, and they say the extraterrestrials say it's going to happen. They say it's happened before on other planets. I never see an extraterrestrial. No. They're communicating with the extraterrestrials using some aspect of their consciousness, of their mind. I don't believe in ESP. ESP, that went out in the hippie generation, the 1960s. No, that's what they're saying. It's people that have extrasensory perception. That's what they're coming up with. So, what are we supposed to be doing after this quantum leap? Well, um, there's a wide variety of people who are talking about what it could be like after we make this quantum leap. Some people say nothing changes. It's just, your consciousness changes, become less of an asshole. In other words, you minimize your ego. And, if we all minimize our egos, then we won't be such assholes to one another. But, you're going to have the same planet, the same everything, the same physicality around you. You still don't have to pay rent or, Some people say that you're actually going to go to a higher dimensional version of Earth. So it's going to be way more beautiful. Why can't they get their shit together and all agree on what's supposed to happen? Hello, I'm Bob Frizzell for the Reality Game. This is your reality. Some people have got these incredible stories. They want you to buy into their dream that somehow we're on the verge of turning Earth into paradise. How are we going to do it? It's a quantum leap in consciousness. What does that mean? Am I going to have like an IQ of Einstein or something after this happens? Some people say it's going to happen in an instant. There's going to be a great solar flash. Some people say, well, 10 years from now, you're going to say, oh, we accomplished a hell of a lot in the past 10 years. That's really weird because it's 2020, and if I think back to 2010, 10 years ago, nothing has improved on planet Earth in the past 10 years. Nothing. How about 20 years ago? Nothing has improved on planet Earth in the past 20 years. The biggest difference is I can talk to this smartphone. 20 years ago, we had cell phones and you could talk, but they didn't have these built-in video cameras, and that's it. Things are way shittier now than they were 10 years ago, and definitely shittier than they were 20 years ago. Way shittier. It's like Earth is on a downward spiral. It's becoming more and more a toilet. And we're going right down the sewer. So if everyone's just like, there's nothing we can do, we're going down the toilet, we're going to have this dream of some fantasy where we're going to have a great quantum leap in consciousness and everything's going to get better magically. Because that's what we're basically facing now, folks. If we don't have something magic happen, we're going down the toilet. Things are getting worse. What do I mean worse? Well, chemtrails. Everything's super expensive. The jobs don't pay. The government is Big Brother, constantly looking at you, listening to you, lying to you. The media always lying to you, selling you all kinds of horrible nightmares. And then on the commercial break, well, they want you to buy a new $60,000 car. We're basically praying for some magic thing to happen because the fucking greedy billionaires. Oh, did you hear the story about the greedy billionaires? Well, after they had this virus released on the public, they ordered it up. You know, it was biowarfare for them. They wanted to tank the stock market, and they did. It fell as much as it did in the 1930s in the stock market crash, so they could buy when everything was cheap, so they could make more money for themselves. What the fuck do you need more money? You're a billionaire. What else do you need to buy? It's clearly not about the money with the billionaires. They're insane people, you billionaires. They're so insane. They are totally, all need to be locked up in psychiatric institutions. They have a disease called I've never got enough. It's a mental illness. They're all mentally ill, the billionaire class, and all the people that work for them. They're all mentally ill. It's more important for them to make a 30% profit than it is for them to go and house the homeless people in our streets. They're mentally ill. They're deranged. And someone's paying for the chemtrails to spray all this garbage all over the earth. It's them. They're poisoning the earth, and they're saying, oh, you guys are going to have to pay more money for gas at the gas pump. They're totally insane people, the billionaires, and they own the media. Usually they say there's about 6 corporations that run the media on planet Earth, and they're all full of demonic assholes. And they're all owned by the billionaires to lie to you. And the politicians are all paid off by these billionaires. Corruption Inc. This whole planet is corrupt. And there's nothing going on, except we're expected to believe there's a quantum leap coming because the psychics say it's coming. I first heard this in like 2012. Remember 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar? Oh, it's like this huge change on planet Earth. Huge change. Nothing changed. It's just one bullshit story after another. People make it up because all they see is human society going down the toilet, getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. What are you going to believe? These deranged psychics or the deranged billionaires? You just look at history. It's been one big fucking nightmare. And it's just going on and going on and going on. On the bright side, where are the extraterrestrials? The Fermi equation, I looked that one up. It's like there's so many stars out there. It's so vast. And, we're such a primitive civilization. Where are the extraterrestrials? They gotta be there watching us somehow. Thank you for watching me rant. Please subscribe and I'll give you some more bullshit and Bafflegab tomorrow.